On this week's edition of the Arlington Sentinel News, we will tell you about the award UTA recently earned.
And also about the newest partnership that will help local entrepreneurs.
And learn more on the status of the public transportation in the City of Arlington. Arlington Sentinel News starts now.
Welcome to Arlington Sentinel News. I'm Leslie Solis Hernandez.
And I am Ward Sakik. Thank you for joining us. Excelencia in Education is an organization dedicated to accelerating the success of Latino students. Excelencia has revealed the finalist programs for the 2023 Examples of Excellence Awards. Among them is UTA, recognized for its Spanish translation and interpretation program. The Excelencia program celebrates institutions that demonstrate the advancement of educational opportunities for Latino students in the nation.
To state that the program for translation and interpreting at UT Arlington impacted my life would almost be an understatement. It radically changed my life, and it gave me an opportunity to focus my passion for language and make a career out of it in a way that I can also contribute to our Hispanic community in Texas.
The prize will be announced on September 28th.
Local wealth tech company First Rate has partnership with Arlington Economic Development Corporation to help stimulate entrepreneurships in the city. Our reporter Cameron Webster has the story.
Arlington recently became the home of the first Global Founders Arena Wealth Tech Accelerator. The Founders Arena, housed here at the First Rate campus on Ascension Boulevard, is a 10-week program aimed at helping early-stage entrepreneurs grow their business within the city of Arlington. President of the TFA, Pamela Citron, spoke about why she chose Arlington.
That the opportunity in Arlington, where we're sitting here, is the home of First Rate. And First Rate is the largest privately held women-owned wealth tech firm in the world. And they built their business for the last 31 years here in Arlington.
According to information from the Arlington Economic Development Corporation, First Rate was approved for a $500,000 grant. The money will pay for mentorship programs, networking events, and help create financial technology programs for STEM students. Arlington has experienced a boom in business growth over the past 3 years, according to Bruce Payne, the Economic Development Director with the city. Payne spoke about why the city, partnering with First Rate and TFA, will help Arlington achieve its economic goals.
Well, always it's about increasing tax base, which lessens the tax burden on the public that lives here, and I think Arlington's done a really good job of that.
Cameron Webster, Arlington Sentinel News.
To apply for consideration for the Accelerator program, visit thefoundersarena.com.
Brandon Burhill took a deep dive into the transportation here in Arlington. Here is what he found.
Transportation is key to a city, but why does the city of Arlington not have public transportation like Dallas and other big cities? That's because Arlington residents have voted down mass transit 3 times for the past 43 years. But that didn't stop them from voting microtransit options instead. I got to talk to people who have been taking these microtransit options every day since the release back in 2018.
Used to use VIA a lot when it offered free services. You know, like you could go from on campus to specific locations in Arlington for free, but then they canceled that contract, or that contract expired or something, so it's not free anymore.
The VIA isn't the only transportation Arlington has. The University of Arlington has their own microtransit called the Mad Mover Shuttle Bus. Soam Agadika has his thoughts about it and what they can improve on it.
But sometimes, I don't know if it's a planning issue or whatnot, 2 buses for the same route are right back to back. So once you miss the second bus, you have to wait a really long time for the next iteration of the bus to show around. The bus stops, some of them are the seats sometimes are broken. It would be a huge help if they were renovated.
I reached out to both Arlington and UTA's Department of Transportation for a response, but not have heard back yet. Brandon Burhill, Arlington Sentinel News.
When we come back, we will look into the extreme heat that Texas went through over the last couple of months.
And how Arlington ISD is preparing for the upcoming flu season. We'll be right back.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got
done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
This past summer has been reported as Texas' second hottest summer on record. ASN reporter Leah Salinas tells us more on this summer's heat wave and how we can prepare for next year's summer.
This summer, 2023, was a heat wave to remember in Texas as we had hit the triple digits, causing an increase in fires and heat-related injuries as compared to last summer, 2022. I got to sit down with the Chief Medical Officer at Parkland Hill Hospital, Dr. Chang, to discuss who got most affected by the heat during the summer.
You can imagine it's always the weaker folks that are going to have the most trouble, right? So it's going to be the elderly, right? They're not going to be able to take as much of that heat as maybe a younger person. But if you ask, well, out of the patients that you've seen in the emergency room, what's the biggest group, right? It's still young workers, right? Because they're the ones that are outside all the time, right? Because most of our elderly folks, they understand that they should take it easy when it's super hot and stay inside, right? And elderly folks, by definition, most of the time are retired and aren't working outside anymore, right? So they're able to stay inside. And so even though our older folks are the ones that are most at risk for having real problems, they're able to avoid it. They do that prevention that I was talking about, right? And so they don't have as many problems because they stay inside, okay? And so the most of the people that we see in the emergency room are typically sort of, 25 to 45-year-olds who are having to work in the sun, right?
You now may be wondering about our fellow firefighters who deal with heat-related incidents on a daily. I got to sit down with Public Information Officer Zappa to figure out how Arlington firefighters prepare for heat exposure.
We strive to take a proactive approach and anticipate the effects the weather and the high heat can have on us and our personnel. We encourage our members to monitor their overall well-being by staying hydrated, monitoring their exposure to extreme heat and work conditions, including rehabilitation measures during emergency or training exercises for all our members, and looking out after one another collectively as a team or as a crew.
This summer's extreme heat wave has caused 14 more calls to be reported as compared to last summer. There has been reported 97 calls this summer as compared to last summer, where there was 83 calls due to fire and heat-related incidents. This is another one of Texas' brutal summers.
Now that we know how extreme the heat was this summer, it is important that we drink plenty of water and Gatorade, wear thin, long clothing, and stay in shaded areas or inside. This is reporter Leah Salinas with ASN.
Those were some great tips for those who are in the Texas heat. Luckily, the cooler months are coming in to give us a break from the heat.
Flu season is almost upon us. No need to wonder how Arlington ISD plans to tackle the issue. Reporter Dominique Colbert has all the information.
It is that time of year again where flu season is right around the corner. Adults aren't the only ones being impacted by the flu this season. According to the CDC, recent data shows that certain age groups are experiencing high percentages of doctor's visits for respiratory illnesses. Annette Minerly, the Director of Health Services at Arlington ISD, spoke about a program offered to faculty and staff who are interested in getting vaccinated.
We do have a provider that we partner with so that any campus or department location that wants to have a flu vaccine clinic for the staff can set up and do that. So staff are starting to get vaccinated for the flu at work if they want to.
She also spoke about how Arlington ISD handles outbreak awareness throughout their district.
We do share, information about, hand washing and how to fight the flu in your home. Really, it's just basic hygiene. Wash your hands, cover your cough, those type of things.
Jada Malvo is the daughter of a teacher. She spoke about how the flu concerns their parent when an outbreak does occur in their school.
My mom teaches at a high school, but she's also teaching at a college. And she's only really worried about about the high school students actually getting the flu and giving it to her so she'll stop. She won't be able to go to her other classes.
It is highly encouraged for everyone above the age of 6 months to get vaccinated for the flu. Whether at school or at work, Please remember to wash your hands and if you can, disinfect your area. This has been Dominique Colbert, Arlington Sentinel News.
It's nice to hear that Arlington ISD is prepared to handle the upcoming flu season.
100 years ago in 1922, a group of community leaders came in together in pursuit of a shared vision to improve our lives of people in Tarrant County. And so United Way was born. Reporter Adrian Treviso has this profile story.
United Way has been the beacon of hope in Tarrant County for a century. Its primary mission is to provide leadership and resources to address some of our community's most challenging social issues.
Right, so we help identify issues that are impacting the residents of Tarrant County through data and research. We then also help inform the community of these issues to help expand knowledge and expand on how we can solve these issues as well. We invite the community to come and learn more, either by guiding us, advising us, giving back to the community, or through volunteer time. But we also encourage and invite them to invest in the community so that we have long-term systems change for all of Tarrant County.
This nonprofit organization has changed the life of thousands of people throughout its history, as it is based on 4 essential pillars, which are community response, financial empowerment, community health, and education and learning. United Way has a variety of programs that helps the community, including volunteer income tax assistance, VITA.
Another great program that we have is VITA. So the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program has been very successful here in Arlington as well. And this program helps families complete their taxes at the beginning of the year. So any family or household that makes under $60K a year can qualify for these services and get their taxes done for free. The great thing about this is that once family comes in and gets their taxes done, as they're talking with their IRS specialist, they are also able to give them referrals to other organizations that can then help them with budgeting or even set up a savings fund for their kids in the future.
Residents can call 211 to be connected to United Way service, where they can obtain different services and help, or by visiting their website. Adrian Treviso, Arlington Sentinel News.
This great organization has services in different areas, so don't hesitate to contact them if you require their help.
NUTU Resales is a resale shop who partners with the Arlington Urban Ministries. They aim to help the community out when times get rough. Our reporter, Anna Casablanca, had the opportunity to talk with Patty Casey, associated with the organization, and tell us more.
Hi everyone, we're here with Miss Patty, who works for NU2 Resale, and she's going to tell us a little about how the organization works and how it helps the community out.
NU2 is an upscale resale shop. Everything that you see in the store has been donated by our generous donors. We then sell the merchandise, and the money that comes back goes to Arlington Urban Ministries, and Arlington Urban Ministries spends the money to help people in emergency crisis situations right here in Arlington, Texas. So
how can people apply to it?
Okay, you can come in and shop to make money, but also you can go and contact Arlington Urban Ministries. There is a website that you can look up, and it's got information on contacting them.
So if people wanted to donate to any two resales, where will they donate? Would they come here to the location?
They would come here. We've got a drive-through in the back of the store, and you drive through with your gently used clothing or furniture or house goods, jewelry, whatever you have, we love to have. We appreciate all our great donors who help us out, because when you buy something, you are helping someone in town who really needs our help. So if we all work together, we can help our community to be more successful in what they're doing.
You can visit their page that appears on the screen if you would like to help. The store also offers 25% off for any college students that shop on Saturday. After the break, we will take a look into the exhibit of the sister city
and learn more about a group of women here in Arlington and how they impact our community.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters. Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
For more than 70 years, Sister City relationship is showcased at the Fielder House Museum. Our reporter Vanessa Johnson is in the studio for more information.
The exhibit titled Sister Cities showcases the partnership between the City of Arlington and a German city named Bad Königshofen. The relationship began as a pen pal exchange, then a meeting between the family from Germany and the current mayor at the time, Mayor Vandergriff, who put together a donation drive for food and clothes for their city. The city was going through a shortage of supplies at the time. The first shipment went out in 1952. I sat down with Geraldine Mills, who at 10 years old participated in the drive. Take a look.
I was at Southside School. I said, and so we were encouraged to have clothing, gather up clothing, good clothing, used clothing, and anything else we'd like to send over to their sister city. And it was really exciting because we got totally caught up in it, and my mother made a special doll for me to give to some child in Germany. I mean, and it was just an experience.
The relationship between the cities has been maintained for more than 70 years. Part of that is due to visitations that happen between the cities. The exhibit will be available until October 11th. Back to you.
Founded in 1957, 250 ladies from the City of Arlington joined forces to start a program in which the local community could benefit from philanthropic ventures. 66 years more than 300 members continue the legacy. Our reporter Melissa Garza has more.
For newly appointed President Linda Black of the Arlington Women's Club, her 12-year devotion to the organization exhibits the empowering trademark for all the foundation represents: scholarship, education, and philanthropy, three key factors that serve as the concrete base in which these ladies strive for towards a better community.
Well, we really go out to the community and think about different ways that we hear of different organizations and maybe ways that we can make a difference for them. Of course, we like to focus on children, as you can tell from the scholarships.
Every year, the club donates 6 $3,000 scholarships to the Arlington high schools for senior students who plan on continuing their education in college or trade schools. Students whose parents serve as first responders also receive the opportunity to apply for a separate scholarship funded by the club as well. Board members continue grasping for a younger demographic, which could benefit the continuance of the foundation, something First Vice President Linda Smith highly encourages.
If we can get younger members interested, I see the club as growing, getting bigger, and I mean, we have so many wonderful things that we do here. We need to have, we could use more members, and I think younger members will bring new life and new energy.
Apart from the fundraisers for scholarships, these ladies also engage in silent auctions, raffles, dinners, rentals for weddings, church services, and more. And on North Texas Giving Day, they help raise more than $5,000, all money that goes back to the Arlington community. Arlington Sentinel News, Melissa Sophia Garza.
And with that, this week's edition of the Arlington Sentinel News comes to an end.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next week.